Stream looks good. I'm gonna test that. Testing. Stream looks good. I'm gonna test that. Testing. Good. Wow, GJ. Who we got watching? I'm just testing out the new computer. Yeah, I got that new computer. Yeah, what's going on, bro? What's going on? Hope the stream's doing okay. Yeah, performance is great, fantastic. Chuffed about that. Yeah, called these buys out for the group, but I didn't take it. So the analysis was a break above this resistance, which we got here on the 30-minute. Came up from support, and then look left, and this is our area. What's going on, Jamal? Let's get some charts. Anyone got any charts? Look like the FTSE's coming up. So FTSE went bullish over here. See, I was looking at buys above this area here to the left. Yeah, I'm looking for the FTSE to come up, retest this area. I think we've got another. What are people watching tonight? What are people looking at? Let's go. US 30 also went bullish, but it's approaching an area of problem. This resistance here to the left. So these zones here from the higher time frame. How does it feel on your new setup, bro? It feels brilliant. It feels amazing. I'm very grateful. It feels good, man. It feels good. It's much better than what I had. Stream's going well, so I'm pleased about that. Curious why you didn't take the GJ trade. I didn't take the GJ trade because it's a Sunday, and I didn't like the way this candle closed with no wick to the top. So that was the first thing, and then price kind of came straight down. So I was very, wary of the buys. So it could have been one or two places for buys over here. So I was looking at buys over here, right? And I said, okay, we do have a good range here, 30 pips, but what's my stop loss going to be? So stop's going to be like 20 pips. So I'm like, okay, maybe I want to wait. So I'll wait. Kind of comes up, close with hardly any wick to the top. So I'm like, okay, now I'm going to maybe want to wait for a support to be formed. So, we get a pullback, right? This may be the pullback. And then Asian Open pushed it up. So you could have had an impulse once we broke the high of the previous candle. Because look, this candle had no wick to the top. So that means there was no range for, this move up to end. So essentially at this point, you'd have thought we could potentially drop back down. But now it looks like we're coming back up. Possibly GJ will fill the daily wick. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think we could get there through the night. It might just be that push to start the week, because if we look at the 30-minute, yeah, it looks like it's gonna get there. To be fair, we just have this. See this. Let's do some fresh analysis, because this was all drawn up from my higher time frame. So let's do something fresh. So you gotta look at it like this, right? Let's start off with the daily. Let's start off with the daily time frame here. So we're looking at the daily time frame, and now, okay, we are holding this support on the daily time frame at 138,800, right? So we're holding this support. This is our most recent support. Candles are rejecting this area. We're generating liquidity on the downside, and already this looks like it's going to come up. Yeah, definitely fill this wick. Look, if you're looking for a swing, this candle was, always going to push straight up. It looks really good. So we're looking at that. So we're looking at we could come up for the wick. Now we've got to look at, okay, well, we have a resistance at 138. So this is going to be our key level of, we have this clean counter to left hand side. But then you could argue, okay, well, potentially we're looking at this whole area and we could reject from, but where's most likely? So you got to look at the daily and say, okay, well, this is probably where we may reject to continue moving down. Okay, so we're going to look at that. But then as you go down, you want to neaten down on as you go down lower on the time frame. So now we're looking at it, okay, well, this is our range probably down over here, right? This is kind of our buy range from this area here. Prices push bullish because this was a previous area of liquidity, right? So now we're looking at the fact that, okay, well, we had a resistance on the 4 hour here, prices come up, we broke the high of the previous 4 hour, and now we should continue moving up. We're now looking at, okay, we are reacting to, or we're coming up to this resistance here on the 4 hour as well. So you got to think of, okay, well, if the 4 hour can break above and the 4 hour looking left, we have clean traffic. So if we bring this down, if we bring this down like that, so we can say, okay, well, the 4 hour could react to this area because this is a previous support. We haven't quite formed the resistance there yet. We may want to come up, retest this area. This is going to be our key level. So we're going to be looking at that, right? Then we look at let me go down to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so we can clearly see here that the 1 hour had a resistance, right? We was in a consolidation, this minor consolidation range, okay, from when market opened, and we broke up and we've continued up, and you can see this clean counter to the left. So you want to neaten this up, bring this up a bit, and you can see the first TP was hit, and this was the target I called out for the group. So when we're looking at the 1 hour coming down, we're looking at the fact that, okay, well, we had a previous support here, so it's all going to get pretty difficult, but this was the support from the market open, right? So if price is going to come down, we would maybe want to break the support, form a minor resistance to continue moving down. And then I would say, we're going to come maybe down into this area here, because this is our next support beyond this, because this was more like a whole grab of this area for price to continue moving up. So we're going to be looking at this area, if we can break below this support to continue moving down. So that's why when we go to the 30-minute, we can see, okay, now that makes more sense, because this was a support and this was our most recent resistance. This was a resistance, price came up and it's come back down, it's formed a support, it's continued up, and then we can neaten this zone up further now from the 30-minute, which is what I was looking at. The fact that we was consolidating here before the weekend, price broke up, did a retest, candle closing their wick to the top, had a retracement, and then price continued up, and now we tapped into our target area. So yeah, that's what I was looking at on GJ, and we were calling it out, and we were saying, okay, well, this is what should happen. To put on my story or something, damn live, just doing a little live session. One sec, let me just post this up. Anyone? Do some other analysis here. Okay. So that makes sense to everyone so far. Man, we need to get some of you lot chatting. Get that energy. 136.75 is a resistance. 136.75. Yeah. Yeah, because this is like a previous support. So yeah, makes sense. So guys, I'm thinking of doing some live trading tomorrow morning. See how that goes. Maybe after London session. Yeah, see how it goes. Might do that. And then I'll just finish before Raquel's stream starts. So yeah, let's look at EJ over here. I don't know if anyone looks at EJ. Yeah, it's all good. So bro, I appreciate you coming. Obviously the more people, add that dialogue helps me. Just, put the time into the stream. So appreciate everyone for being here. So what's that? I think in the 15-minute make support with 10 pips stop loss is very good. You're talking about GJ. Yeah, see, GJ's tapping into that area now. Let's look at the 15-minute. Yeah, I think right now, if it makes a retracement, I think this was the thing you gotta think though is this is the move. This was the move in the Asian session. So it's a very, very, very small chance that it's gonna continue pushing as the volume dies down. Because right now, this was the volume in the Asian session, right? So you just gotta be aware of that. So if you're looking for if you're looking for buys, just take that into consideration that this move up was the move. Now we could do a retracement from support, very good, and continue up, retest the high, no problem. But at the same time, we also don't know where the high is because candles are printing bullish. So right now, even though this candle's bearish, price could continue up, tap into this area, form a support above this area, and then you can fill this range. Because when you look on the 15-minute left, kind of above this previous resistance, you have clean candle to the left-hand side. So that's going to be important as well. But I hear what you're saying. If it does a retracement, form support, then I think, the probability is there. But you just got to take it into consideration. It may not break that high and push beyond that, because it's very rare that happens. If it break the wicks in left, is higher probability to continue up. So are you talking about the previous high? You're talking about over here. The 30-minute. Look, I think right now, is this current candle is creating this bottom wick. So again, we haven't had a bearish candle print yet from this push. So you can't call the high. And I think if you used to buy once it broke the high here, then you're kind of buying at resistance. So it's just, yeah, you'd want to wait for a support to be formed, because it really and truly the buyers were this area here. However you caught them over here, down over here, but the buyers were in this area. So yeah. The moves that starts during Asian usually continue during London in terms of probabilities. Well, no, what I'm saying is what 9 times out of 10, well, 6 times out of 10, or maybe even 7 times out of 10, Asian could just range. And then when you do get volume, let's say out of 10 times, 3 times you get good volume, like what we saw here, like a good push straight to target of clean traffic. I reckon that will happen on average 3 to 4 times, okay? Just on average, right? Because a lot of the time, you look to play the range game with it. It doesn't have a lot of volume, etc. Or it's very hard to catch the buys in the move, and then it just ranges once it's had that small push. So let's just say 4 times, and let's just say that one sec. Yeah. So let's just say 4 times. You 4 times a week, you'll get a good volume with it. Now, out of them 4 times, I would say one may push in the direction that it pushed in the Asian session. So that's what I think. Sorry, I was just reading something. I was like, oh, made me forget what I was saying. So yeah, so it's very rare. Like the probabilities are very low. Probabilities you getting stopped out are very high. So Asian session, personally, yeah, I think unless you're doing a swing setup, but I can't tell you what to do. Like ultimately, it's everyone's trading. You do what you gotta do. You're gonna do what you want to do. But that's the most important thing as well. But I'll probably do these on the Sundays as well if people are down to come and turn up. I'll just start from like market open. So let me know if that works for you lot. Okay. Can we expect this move to continue in London and New York session? Well, I think daily is pretty bullish, so it might pull back in the Asian, and then pre-London will take us further and then push us maybe up to this point 136,700. 137,600. Sorry. Any other pairs that people want to go over? I hold my runner in 36 for you. Nice, good. It's all about your comfortability, man. So true Asian session, especially Sundays, a low volume. Yeah. Do you know what? It's the same sort of thing, man. Like out of a year, you maybe get like, I don't know, like let's say on average a month, maybe one a month. Like that's more realistic, like one a month, something like that, one a month. Yeah, man, every Sunday. Yeah, can do it every Sunday. Not a problem. I enjoy it, but I just want like people to wanna come down, take the time. Now that the lag's sorted out, I hope that people appreciate that I'm willing to, give this guys, to provide this guys, provide this to you guys for free. That means I'm gonna be able to post plenty of simulations, plenty of live trading, so we're gonna be able to really, yeah, because it's why I was like really, happy to get the new computer and just, yeah, it's all good, man. Thank you everyone for coming. So let's do what other pairs do people want to look at? So these are pairs that I look at. Let me know if you want to check out anything. Let's check out gold actually. Gold. Oh, it's deleted all my. So gold has created this support. In fact, let's break it down from the daily. I'm keen to learn, so all the help is appreciated. Yeah, bro. Well, listen, this is what I mean. Bring charts, bring whatever, bring questions. I'm here. I'll answer it. I'm here. I will help people. You know what I mean? When you sign up with me, you're you're kind of paying for that little bit extra. But this is like, if you guys want help, you want to talk about anything, you want me to check your trades, you want to come on with a chart, it's no problem. Especially if we're looking at the same pair on the same evening, you're going to get a second opinion as well. So that's important. Yeah, I'm going to check out gold. Right, so when I look at gold on the daily, in fact, let's start with the monthly, because this is exactly the breakdown I just done for the group today. So we look at the monthly and we can see, obviously we've created this high over here, right? This is the high that price created, the all-time high on gold. Now we've formed a resistance over here. Now we've come down, filled the wick over here of the previous month. All good. So now just looking at the monthly, okay, just looking at the monthly, this looks like our kind of area that we could fall to, being the fact that, from this price level, we had price come all the way down, tap into it, and then we went bullish further from there. So that's really important to know. When we go to the weekly time frame, we can clearly see, okay, so this was a previous resistance turned support on the weekly. So this is at 1680. And then again, at the same time, we had this resistance over here. So this was a consolidation, and then price broke out, and then we pushed further bullish from this point. Okay, so that's really important. Now, the next thing as well, we're looking at, okay, we had this support, and then we want to bring this up because this is our high on the weekly. So we're going to always look to refresh the zone, neaten up as we go down the time frame. So this is the previous support, and this is the previous resistance. Weekly candle is broken down. Now the previous weekly candle we have to look at has created a support. So now we're looking at, can a resistance be formed for price to continue moving down and retest the low? Or is this move down going to be a fake out? But to do so, it would have to break above, what's this price? 1934, 950. So again, what we want to do is we want to go down to the daily time frame. We will look at, okay, now that makes sense because here's this support on the daily. So this is the support and the low that was created. We can even go as far as saying, okay, well, this is that weekly consolidation. We have another one of these on the daily on gold down over here. So this is going to be our first point of target if we can break this support. Now, at the same time, we're going to be looking at the fact that, okay, well, this was a previous support over here from August, and we've come up and formed the resistance there. So my condition for a buy would potentially be for an impulse for price to break the high. I'm not saying I'm going to buy over here. I'm saying is for the anticipation for price to continue moving bullish, because we have to look that we had a support, price came up, formed another support down over here, and then we've hit this rejection area and we have rejected it. But if we're going to continue in that short-term bullish momentum, we need to break the high over here and continue moving up. But at the same time, if we're rejecting this area, forming a resistance, and we're going to continue moving down, I probably want to see a break of this support here on the daily time frame, because then we have this clean candle to the left hand side down to this next support at 1860. So that's really important as well. So we're gonna check that out. Yeah. So now let's go to the 4 hour. So 4 hours creating a support. Now we're just gonna look to just neaten up based off the smaller time frame. But I'll leave these bigger zones because right now I just focus for the Asian session. So we've obviously reacted to a resistance over here. We can see from the left hand side. I hope everyone's following. Any questions, don't hesitate to pop it in. I'll just read it when I'm done. So we want to look at this and we want to say, okay, with the 4 hour, we have a support down over here. It's like a buy zone. And again, once we break this support that we're trying to create, we have a clean candle to the left hand side coming down. So again, that's really important. Looking at the 1 hour time frame on gold. Okay, so we can clearly see here on the 1 hour, we are consolidating between, 1903, 910 and 1899, 070, 080. So once we break this support on gold, we can see we have clean candle to the left coming down to 1891, 300. Okay, same way, once we break this resistance, we have a clean candle coming up to retest these highs. So we want to mark this area up. This is our most recent resistance. We have clean candle to the left. So now we have our targets on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, but once again, we want to go down to our smaller time frame and we want to look at our 30-minute. And again, we can confirm that the 30-minute is consolidating. And I'll go even as far as saying we're going to neaten this up further. That this was the previous support and price broke up and it did a fake out and it's closed back in the range in this just ranging. So what I would say is if we can form a support above this area, that would be a good indication for price to continue moving up. And then we can say, okay, well, we do have this area here to the left hand side as well, because we have this clean traffic to the left. So that's that. I would be aware of these wicks to the left. This area is quite wicky, so I would just be very cautious as well of that. But essentially, these are two targets here on the 30-minute. Now, when we look left coming down, we see, okay, we're perfect. We have a clean count to the left. Maybe if you want to be conservative, and when I mean conservative, I mean, if you want to be safer, then this would be your area, because once price comes down to this area, it looks left and it sees, okay, well, this was a previous resistance, but no one ever formed a support there, so I may need to do that for price to continue up. That's the type of thing you need to look at if you want to be a bit more conservative. So that's going to be your first target, and then obviously your second target is going to be, maybe it's going to ignore this area and it's going to completely look left, and it's going to continue moving down to 1891. Okay, so that's pretty much it really for gold. Buy greater 1904. Yeah, above 1904, sell 1980. Yeah, exactly. It's in a consolidation. You won't even play this up wave or this down wave. So yeah, see, because GJ is doing like a retracement now. It's rejected this area. So yeah, I would agree. Want to see a 15-minute. Something like that, but I'm not trading this now. Anyone got any questions, any charts? Anyone knows about gaming and stuff, not gaming, how to get banners and stuff for the live stream, do let me know, man. I'm gonna get that sorted out. Happy just to be streaming. Very blessed. So the FTSE is pulling back right now. And anyone have any questions? 1904 with support or impulse entry? Go 1904 support or impulse. I'd want to see a support formed above this resistance for any buys. As we can see, gold is breaking down right now. So you need to wait for a close, because this is just very whipsaw. Or if you look on the smaller time frames, that's up to you. But I wait for the 30-minute personally. Regarding your setup, how much did it cost you? It cost me all in all around 1,500. But yeah, I'm not trying to say it. I'm just being honest. If someone, I bought 2 monitors and a PC, so if anyone else is doing the same, that's roughly how much I spent. Is the stream running okay, guys? Everything good? Just double checking. Yeah, stream quality is good. Fantastic. Yeah, man. Hoping to do some... Oh, no. Hoping to do some live stream simulations. All of that, man. For real. Looking at gold. So yeah, now I start looking at... This is the time I start looking at like potential swing setups for the week. So, like gold here. Once we break the support, I'll be looking for further downside. Looking at the FTSE. Yeah, see the FTSE needs to get above this area here. This is a strong area. It's like a resistance. It was a previous support, so it's a really strong area. So FTSE's gonna need to make some support over here on the higher time frames, like the 4 hour, the 1 hour. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. See, GDP CAD, right? I see the structure a lot. GDP CAD should continue pushing bullish, but it just needs to break the high over here. But there's no volume in GDP CAD before tonight, before anyone starts looking at that. But I'm talking about for swing. Where I'd want to see a buy is above. Yeah, see, this 4 hours very messy on GCAD. Yeah, I mean, I suppose once you get above this resistance, you know, there's been clean moves into this area. So, I mean, that's going to be your best. It's going to be your safest bet for buys, I suppose. So, we'll keep an eye on that. But right now, it's just ranging. Because there's no volume. Question. Is gold more wiki than GJ? Does it respect structure, support and resistance like GJ? Well, I'll tell you this. Gold speaks. If you look at it, it kind of speaks for itself. It's a very volatile pair. Now, if we look at this, right? All right, actually, I'll put you like this. Like, gold is very volatile. Very, very volatile. It's very wiki. You know, you can get stopped out and it goes your way a lot more than say GJ. Like, because we've looked at the price action right now, you know, it's tapping into these areas, and you know, we've seen these big long tails. Now we compare that to GJ. Okay, apart from maybe these couple areas here, it's not too bad. But gold is, I find gold very difficult to trade personally, but I mean, it takes time, you know. It takes time. It really does. There was a time I was good at it, and then I just didn't trade it for like a year, and then now I'm just starting to look at it again for like the last 3 months, and I'm just starting to get back used to it again. I took my first trade on it, second trade actually on it, in the Asian session last week. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. See, what you want to see is like the 30-minute, or you want to look at the 15-minute for a minor resistance to be formed for gold to continue moving down. So I think when it comes to gold, I think, you know, your 30 minutes are going to be safer, a lot more safer than your 15. So if you're going on the smaller time frames like your 15-minute, the 5-minute, then be prepared that, you know, you could get stopped out and it goes in your direction. Whereas on the 30-minute, you know, it will respect more structure. Like you can see it's ranging, it comes to support levels. So it can be, you know, money can be made, but you just got to learn that pair, you know. What's your favorite pair to trade other than GJ? I don't know. I'd probably say EJ, or I do like trading gold. I did enjoy it, but it just got a bit hard. Like, it got a bit difficult at one point for me. But I was doing well, and then I just had like a couple of weeks where I just really messed with my psychology, and I was just like, you know what, like I might as well just take what I've got from it and focus on GJ, and that's what I did. But yeah, Euro JPY is pretty good. Like all this analysis out as well. Euro JPY buys. This is coming up to our target, so that's good. Very nice. That'll be one for the group. But yeah, I really want to learn. Well, I really want to get trade in the FTSE. When it has moves, it has some big moves. So I mean, I'm waiting on that one. I've only been watching it for like a month, so we'll see how that goes. What you think about EU? I don't trade EU. I don't look at it. Okay, we can check it out. Yeah, I think EU's hard, man. I've heard it's very manipulated. And you got to think both the euro and USD are open when there's volume in that pair. So yeah, I mean, if you trade it, like if you learn that pair, then you can get good at it. But I mean, if you don't, then you can't just chop and change pairs. You got to stick to one pair. I mean, it looks very similar to gold right now, to be honest with you. So clearly it's consolidating, right? It's consolidating right now. So while it's forming a support on the minor time frames, it is consolidating. So you want to wait for a break. So you want to look left and you want to say, okay, well, if we break above this area here, then this is your next area of interest. Or you could be a bit more conservative and expect the wick fill or this area, dependent. But me, I'm gonna look at this clean move here. Then you want to go down to the 4 hour. So look at the 4 hour, we had a previous support and then looks like done like some fake out, but I think the safer bet is to go with this resistance here, and then we want to neaten this up. So we're ranging here between the support and this resistance. Looking at the 1 hour, okay, see, this is where the price action just gets messy, man. So you gotta learn when to stay away from pairs, because look, we have another resistance up over here, but it's very wicky. Yeah, I think if it breaks above this area here in the 30-minute, it looks good. But 1 hour, yeah, no range, man. It's in like 10 pips. Yeah, I don't like it personally, but I mean, if you trade it, like, do your thing, man. That's good. Um, yeah, few people have left. Okay, I mean, if people want to head off, that's no problem. I'll call it here. If people want to head down tomorrow, I might do one tomorrow. See how it goes. So yeah, see how it goes. Thank you for watching. And I'll end the stream there. Let's see what happens. So see what happens with GJ. But I think if anyone was looking for buys, once we get above this area here, when you look left, we have clean candles to the left hand side. So yeah, just keep an eye on that, guys, for the pre-London, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, no problem, bro. I don't mean to come across harsh or anything. I just, it's all for your good interest, man. Trust me, just stick to one pair, man. Treat it like your own, man. Just learn it, learn its behaviors, learn its personality, and just stick to that and just kill it. Because then once you get good at that, like, yeah, then you can start, looking at a couple of other pairs like on the side. But you gotta build towards that. Do you know what I mean? You gotta build towards that. It's important to like I went from looking at GDP JPY, Euro JPY, and USD JPY for a year, dropped it down to GJ for a year, and then now I'm like, okay, well, I can look at all of these now because I know I'm only trading on GJ and I'm only really interested on GJ, but all the rest give the group extra analysis. The pairs I like to watch, the pairs I'm looking at trading in the future, I just want to really watch them more and really master them. So at the moment, I will place a trade on GJ, EJ, UJ, and gold, and GDP CAD, but the two stock markets, still waiting to take my first trade on those. Just watching at the moment. Yeah, no, thanks everyone for coming, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, cool. See everyone. Thanks for coming.